It's returning to action here in another back-to-back. Obviously, played a really tough game with Oregon State. Very fortunate to win. It was nice to win a close game. They were very hard for us to guard. I expect nothing less tomorrow night. And obviously, this home stand for us. There's a lot in front of us that we can accomplish, and it'd be nice if we really were playing well going to the conference tournament.
Jamie Vinnick, go ahead.
Press conferencing while driving, Coach.
Well, I'm parked.
Okay. It just kind of in a unique situation where you get this again a back-to-back against the same team, and how do you kind of balance in preparing for them still, but also having to do some focus on Oregon, just because you don't want to have just a 2-day prep time. You want to have a little more prep with them.
You know what? It's all about us trying to get energy and getting rested. Powering through those weekends where we had 5 and 6 on the road, no really full day off. I mean, we got in at 3:30 in the morning Tuesday morning, and guys having to go to class, and we didn't practice. So, hey, Oregon is the least of their concerns. It's trying to make sure that we can get rested, and we'll work on some stuff and expect certain adjustments that Oregon State is going to make, and then we're just going to have to do a cram session for Oregon. We played them before. I think we have a good idea. They're not going to change. They're going to do what they do, and they have good talent, good players, and it'll be again trying to make a quick turnaround because it's an 8:00 game on Thursday and it's a 1 p.m. game on Saturday.
Has there been any noticeable fatigue in your eyes from the players? Or are they doing a pretty good job staying fresh with this many games and just this short a span?
You don't have many reference points. You never had to do it, but I just say our defensive numbers have suffered, and that would be probably a pretty good indicator that fatigue, not having but getting Deshaun and Bamba back helps our depth, and Bamba being our best perimeter defender helping us. But that would be just like we haven't been able to stop people the last 3 or 4 or whatever, in the sense that we've competed pretty well, but we just haven't got the defensive effort. And that's not unusual this time of year, that there'll be some defensive slippage. Just teams get better, but that would be a sign that we're a little fatigued.
Just with Deshaun, I mean, how close or how comfortable is he feeling out there? Or is he starting to get more comfortable with the goggles and kind of readjusting after the eye injury?
Yeah, I think he's done great. His conditioning, I'm sure, has impacted a little bit, but you wouldn't notice it. He's a good competitor, man. This is a guy, he struggled early in the year. He had some injuries and not sure exactly why, and made a little bit of the sophomore expectations. But he was at times, I think this time last year, he was our best player in a lot of games, a lot of situations where he's not afraid to really be that low post threat. He'll defend at the rim. He'll grab rebounds. He'll play hard. He gives our guys a big lift when he did it against Oregon State too, where he had a couple big buckets, offensive boards, and he just throwing his will around there, being very willful, and that always helps this time of year.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this week.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Colton Clark, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Great, Colton. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. This one's kind of wide-ranging question here, but if you look back on your own preseason expectations for this team and kind of compared to where you're at now, is there any facet or how you performed in a certain area of the game that's taken you most by surprise, kind of throughout the whole season?
I think we had a lot of areas of improvement. I think our ball handling was an emphasis of just being able to secure the ball. We did a much better job of this year, so that was important to our program. Our offensive rebounding has been a big strength, and that should have been based on our talent. And then, just our shooting woes, that was a struggle, especially from 2. That could have helped us, and there's the playing, winning close games. That would, if we could have been better in those situations, and some that I attribute to things we could do better as a coaching staff, and others is just having a lot of new faces, new backcourt essentially, and getting comfortable. And I keep thinking, or keep selling. I think so. I think the more situations you get like that, it's hard to replicate and practice it. Like hopefully at Oregon State, you don't want to be behind. You don't want to be necessarily in a close game, but we prevailed. So maybe that'll give us some confidence in these remaining games in postseason.
Statistically, of course, that Oregon State game's up there for, arguably best offensive performance. But, after watching it again, reflecting on it, would you agree with that? Is that kind of your ideal version of just how it was flowing and the balance and efficiency? Is that, maybe argument for best offensive game?
I think so, especially even better than I thought, because I thought we started the game, we took some poor shots, which was frustrating because that's all we addressed, but we settled in and we're more purposeful, putting the ball in the post. Noah made some really nice passes, drive kicks, post feeds through a nice, I just remember him making a nice 60-foot pass to Mike for a layup the first half. And then Mike and Ty made really good adjustments second half, and started penetrating and looking for others. And it was that second half we played very well offensively.
And Flowers shooting a little bit more than I think he shot 18 or more times in 4 games, including the last 2. Is that a little bit by design, or it's something maybe he's just given free reign? If he's feeling it, go for it.
He's kind of always had free reign the whole year, to be honest. It's just him, as I said, a 1-year guy, settling what his role would be. And kind of like I said, he established it later than we'd liked, but I think that's just a process. A player like him is going to say, coach, I was always there. I knew, you just didn't know. It's like, hey, we got to get there. And he's gotten there. And, I think his leadership, I think he had a really good game. I don't know. It was one game we won. He was 2 for 9 and he played great. So it's like he's at the point where he's mature enough to know he's going to take what the defense gives him. He doesn't have to score to play well, but he's also a guy that can close a game with a big shot and not afraid to, and very comfortable. And now I think he's find that soft spot where takes what the defense gives him instead of like trying to impose his will by forcing things. And that's a comfort level with your teammates. Everyone understand that, hey, Mike's we trust him. He's going to make good decisions. And I think he has the last 2 games. And for most of the conference, he's done a really, really, really good job. His first time through it and probably only time through it. So, we get a third look at some teams in the conference tournament. So I think he just keeps getting better.
And then on Muhammad as well, how have you kind of seen him come along, and both in terms of how he's doing on the court and just adjusting to life in college and Pullman?
Yeah, I think everyone would notice that he's really made big strides, and he's a very consistent human being, which is important for growth, for being good. He keeps got his head on his shoulders, got good priorities, very likable, great teammate. And now he's starting to gain a little confidence, and like he'd rather see others succeed, which is great. He's all a team guy, but at some point it's like, hey, Muhammad, you're one of the more talented guys out there. You got to go exert yourself and be aggressive about scoring, and he's starting to, and it's good for him, good for us, and I just see him only getting better.
Last thing for you, just watching film of the Oregon State game, what was kind of the priority there? That can't afford to allow them to do in the next game.
I don't know if we can stop it because we got to do a good job on Davis, and I think he's kind of the head of the snake, and we kind of threw the kitchen sink at him, and he found every hole in there, and I just feel like we're a little fortunate, to be honest. So I don't know. We'll come up with some ideas, but he's not a guy you can give him one pitch all game and think that's going to be you're going to take him out of that. And he really gets shots for everyone else. So he gave us the most trouble anyone in this league, I think, just at that position. And pretty important to be able to contain that position, to be able to stop somebody. So obviously we're scheming and game planning. We're hoping that we come up with something that'll slow him down a little bit.
Thanks very much. Take care.
All right. See you, Cole.